All right, Richard Nikoley again, freetheanimal.com. It is midnight 12:30 here in the here in South Phuket, Thailand. Withdrawal it's called. And I was out and about, and I had an idea for a video, and I said, I'm going to go home and lay it down. And it's about my previous post about not having the desire to eat, and because of that post, I got a great comment from Jacqueline, and I got a email from another guy, and I thought, wow. And so I started digging into it. I spent a good part of the day digging into it, everything that both people said, and thinking about it a lot. And I thought, you know what? I'm an Occam's razor guy. And if you don't know what Occam's razor is, it's kind of a rule or principle. It goes back hundreds of years, and it's like it says that of all the possibilities, the simplest answer is probably the correct one. So that's what this is about. It's Occam's razor kind of thing. Because as I laid out in the video, could be a lot of factors, to it. And the comment on the post put up some more possibilities, and with some anecdotal experience with people that she knew, which is very interesting. And the guy who sent me the email was more about like my condition, or whatever it is one of the aspects of of basically depression. But I rolled through all the links he said, and I mean, this doesn't describe me. I mean, everybody has bouts of some sort of depression, which is where you just really aren't interested in anything, and it can be from a number of reasons. And and of course, so one of the symptoms in depression is you kind of lose an appetite. You don't want to cook, you don't want to eat. And it didn't strike me as familiar. But then the guy who emailed me also added that he had a bout of this sort of depression sort of thing in summer of 2020, and he began drinking a lot of alcohol. And that gave me a clue. So I'm thinking, okay, what are the two things? And this combines like the email with it combines the comment on the post with the email. And I'm thinking, in Occam's razor, there's two glaring things that I do that could be the source of it. And so I'm doing this email to kind of put myself on the spot. And so it's like, here's two things. So one of them is alcohol consumption, and the other is working out. So those who commented will know that they're the source of this. So, all right, let me discuss alcohol first, but before I do that, let me discuss my pathetic and bad, non-existent working out. I'm gonna turn the video camera, and then I'm gonna bring it back on. So bear with me. So let me do this and stay in screen. So this, I have a, okay, let me do it this way a little bit so I can see it. So I'm gonna, so this is a thing I bought. So it has a pull-up bar, dips, push-ups, and like a thing where you can do all this stuff. But look at it. It's like a clothes hanger. Ha, lol. How pathetic is that? I'm coming back. So that's pathetic. I mean, no excuses for that, right? I should have been using it all along. And another contributing factor in the appetite is that I have been not eating much. And so, you know, not eating much, drinking too much, and not exercising really at all. I do plenty of sun and you know, water activity, swimming and so on. But you know, it's starting to make a little sense to me, and so I'm going to, because you know, it really sucks when you have no desire for food. It really does, and so I'm going to see if I can fix it. And so I'm going to do two things primarily, and that is I'm going to kill the alcohol. So, like, here's the drink I have now, and it's Hong Tong, they call it. If you want to know what it's like, it's a whiskey, it basically blended whiskey. Very similar to like a Seagram 7 or Kessler's if you're in the States and you have like cheap whiskey. So it's cheap whiskey. So I just bought this pint of Hong Kong at the Super Cheap on the way home to make this video because I wanted to show you. And that's going to be it for as long as it takes, or as long as I'm pretty sure it's a big contributing factor. And I want to be transparent and honest about it, and I want to hold myself accountable by putting out a video about it because I drink a lot, you know. You know, there's the things like drinking under the table. I mean, sometimes I'll drink a whole pint of Long Tong during the day when I'm writing, trying to be creative, and I barely have a buzz. So, you know, big claim to fame you have a tolerance for. Yeah, I do. Over years and years of that. But I do it because it's energetic for me. For a lot of people, alcohol is an extreme depressant. It makes them sleepy and tired and stupid and whatever. It's almost the opposite for me. I don't know why. But if I drink, and I always mix it with ice and water. Yeah, I'm a whiskey water drinker. So I mix it with ice and water so I don't get dehydrated or anything. At least not severely. It makes me energetic. Like, you have no idea how many of the 5,000 blog posts on Free the Animal are written under the influence of whiskey. Whiskey, ice, and water. Many. Thousands. thousands of the 5,000. I don't know how many. It would be easier to ask how many have you written totally sober. I'm sure there's a few, but that, you know, it's the great novelist Ernest Hemingway. There's a famous saying about him is write drunk, edit sober, and so I kind of am like that. Though I'm a decent writer, but I'm just to do stories that are novels is just really probably beyond me. I've dabbled with the idea of trying some short stories to see how it goes, to see if people like them. Okay, so that's the one thing. Oh, okay, so I'm trying to remember what I was thinking about, how to compose this video. The other thing is that I'm no stranger to like abstaining for a time. Typically it's a few weeks or so. I did last year. I did like 6 weeks, and then a few years back I did like 2 months or something like that. 0 alcohol. The thing is that when you are a heavy drinker and you stop, the first 3 days are kind of hell. I mean, here's the thing. So maybe you have symptoms of depression because of your alcohol consumption, but then when you stop alcohol altogether, then you go into a real deep depression. Experience it every time. Like the first 3 days are awful. You don't want to do anything. There's nothing interests you. Nothing. But if you hold out, then you know start. And by 1 week, you're like feeling better. And better, getting more energetic. You want to do more things. You're like, okay, so alcohol in itself, if you are a person like me who can drink a lot and be functional and produce and create and everything, you're fine. I mean, it's like a dopamine replacement, so it's good for everything. But then when you stop it, it's like your body doesn't know how to give you these dopamine clues, right? So it just dives until the body like starts picking up to provide your own source of motivation and pleasure and so on and so forth, right? I've looked into all this stuff, right? The problem is alcohol is so fucking easy. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, if you have the capacity to drink a lot, but still function, it's very seductive, extremely seductive, because it's so fucking easy. It's automatic, right? Oh, I need to feel good. I need to pick up. Cheers. I'm serious. But I know there's a lot of people who it destroys their lives so easily. So you just have to figure out your own thing. And so for me, I mean, it's not a problem. I drink a lot, but it's not a problem. But now, perhaps it's catching up to me, and I have to recognize that. And here's the thing. I know I can be a teetotaler. I really do. In fact, some of the times when I've gone more extended periods, like a few weeks to a couple of months, I'm like, why would I ever want to go back to drinking? I feel so good. So, go figure, right? I'll probably down this bottle within the next 3-4 hours and then go to bed. Serious. I'm not joking. Right? probably get on some YouTubes. I have like a bunch of emails to read and shit like that, and story of my life. But I think my life needs some changes. Now, the email from Jacqueline, if you read the previous post on everything, I'll link it in the description. She is the one who said, maybe you should start working out again. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then, so then I made I didn't really make the alcohol connection. It's like I'm hiding from it, right? As all alcoholics do. But let's talk about the alcoholic term for a second, just for fun, right? How come there's not a foodaholic thing? So, for people like terms like this, like, oh, you're an alcoholic. Well, for me, it's like, I don't like that term. I don't use it ever. I say, you probably drink too much too often. And the same with a fat person. Oh, you eat too much too often. See, these are simple, and it takes them out of the realm of like, you are bad. But you know what? The world, most of the world, is so fucktarded stupid that all they can understand is a term that means bad. It's a judgment and a term. You're an alcoholic, right? But not, you're a foodaholic. No, you have a slow metabolism. It's not your fault. All bodies are beautiful and all that bullshit, right? How about every guy who drinks too much too often is just a wonderful person, right? No, it's all on a scale, and it is something people need to deal with by themselves. So, to close this out, is that today I'm putting myself on the spot. This is it. This is the last. When I wake up tomorrow, I will commence a period of alcohol abstention, and I will start working out. It's going to be tough. I mean, the rack there, you probably didn't see them for all the clothes, but it has a lot of resistance bands, which you can use to actually assist in doing your pull-ups and your dips, or even your push-ups or anything else, right? And you can use them in other ways as well. Plus, here in the townhome complex, I have a small gym just right down the way, and I could just start with like pumping some weights, and I'll probably wait for a few days, drink some protein shakes after the workouts, and then build up from there. I have high confidence that this is going to normalize my appetite, and I will report back. All right, that's it.